What's up guys, AD here, back with another Destiny Child video here on the channel. And before we get started everyone, make sure to leave a like on this video, as well as make sure to subscribe to the channel, as well as make sure to check out channel memberships while you're down there. But with all of that being said, in today's video everyone, we are going to be overviewing the Lisa's Extra Lessons guide here for the latest summer version of this event. Now it's a very amazing event, and it's probably the best time for players to start out in Destiny Child, as you do obtain fully maxed out ignited units for free. So this is definitely the best time to start playing, and I hope some of you new players are currently watching this video, as this event does happen to help out a lot of players. But anyways, I'll be guiding you all throughout the best options here in today's video. So let's get started with the day one options here towards the top. And as always, I'll be sure to have this guide linked in the description box below if you do happen to want to save this image as well. So always make sure to check out the links in the description box of each video. But anyways, let's get started here. Right from the top left, we do have Elisa commenting here, follow the guide from left to right, as well as top left to bottom right for areas with multiple rows. Now we'll be starting here with the best options, I would say, in my opinion, for new players. And for the experienced players, I would say skip to the timestamp that is on this video, as I'll be sure to have a chapter. So to start off for the new players here, I would recommend choosing Artemis or Saturn, as Artemis is of course on the best choice, and she is actually recommended for all players to be selected first. So definitely make sure to choose Artemis here if you don't happen to have her well invested, and I would assume you don't since you are a newer player. So make sure to choose Artemis for this first day here, which will be this unit here just on the left hand side of Eve, if you guys can't see my cursor on her. As for day two everyone, we do have the recommendation of Echo, or you can go with Thoth here towards the bottom. Now most players will need to go with Echo here. She is a very good 4-star fire type tank, so definitely pick up this unit if you don't have her invested into already. And like I said, a new player shouldn't have any units ignited, so definitely make sure to choose Echo here for day two. Next here everyone, for day three, I would advise you all to choose Creature here for you new players, as Halloween does happen to require the surrounding of more water type units here, and this is a 4-star selection yet again. So I would recommend the new players to choose Creature here on day three, and this would be the units I do have my cursor on yet again. Next here for day four, I would recommend all players here to definitely choose Navi, as this unit is far more flexible than any of the other units on this day. So new players, make sure to choose this unit here in self-depreciating Navi, the wood type debuffer. As for day five here, it's a no-brainer. You should definitely choose the 4-star water type supporter in Mayuhel here. He is very good and a very good supporter unit for the early game as well as in the endless duel. So definitely make sure to choose Mayuhel here on day 5 for all of you newer players. As for day 6 here everyone, I would either go with Erato or Davi. Now I'm honestly leaning more towards Davi here, as she will help, as she does deal more damage, as Erato does happen to be a supporter slash healer. So I would lean more towards Davi here on day 6 for the newer players. But if you would like to go with Erato, you can definitely go either way on this selection. Now personally, I'll be choosing the Davi here, as she is a fire type debuffer, which you should strive for more damage and debuffs in the early game anyway. As for day 7 here, it's a no-brainer for the new players. Definitely choose Lupin here, and if you do happen to have Lupin invested into, then definitely go with Bathory, as these two units here towards the top are very strong. But like I mentioned already, if you don't have Lupin, or she is at very low investment or uncap, make sure to choose her. It's a no-brainer. This unit is so flexible across all areas of the game, and if you do happen to have her at high investment, then you can definitely go with Bathory, as she is a flexible unit as well. So moving on to the more experienced and late game players, you guys should pretty much know which choices you do have planned out already. But for the best choices here on day 1 for the experienced or late game players here, of course we do have Artemis. Followed by Artemis, we do have Eve here. Towards the second row here, we do have Tiwaz, followed by Failnox. So it really does depend if you guys are lacking the dark type attackers, water type attackers, as well as how your dark raid type team as well as fire type team is going. Now personally, I will be choosing Tiwaz here, as I do have my Artemis invested into just a bit. So I'll be going with Tiwaz myself, as I personally do lack supporters investment wise. But for your account, just choose choose accordingly based on your uncaps, your ignition, progression, etc. But really just stick towards the left hand side here of the guide. And if you do happen to have all of the units invested into at a high level on the best choice category, then move on towards the second best and try to stay away towards the last choice category. For day 2 here, if you don't happen to have Echo fully ignited from previous Lisa's Extra Lessons, definitely make sure to choose Thoth here, as he is used very often in the Endless Duel 4-star area of the game. He is very strong, so definitely make sure to choose him here on day 2 if you do have Echo invested into enough already, as I'll personally be choosing him here on day 2 as I do have Echo fully ignited from a previous Lisa's Extra Lessons event. Next here for day 3, for you experienced players, definitely make sure to choose Halloween here, and if you do have Halloween invested into already, make sure to choose Creature, and at the slight chance you do have both of these fully ignited, just move on here and make sure to choose Tisiphone. And for the last options here, we do have Aten or Ishtar. Moving on to day 4 here, I would recommend all of you experienced players to choose Laufey here on day 4 if your Navi is invested into, as we actually did have Navi featured on the last Lisa's Extra Lessons fully ignited for free. So if you missed out on Laufey and you're looking forward to using her in the Endless Duel as well as possibly running the fire type team composition, definitely make sure to choose her here on day 4 and just stay away from any of the other options here. But the third best option would be Methuselah if you do happen to have Laufey as well as Navi fully invested into. Now I'm personally choosing Laufey here as my Navi is ignited from the previous Lisa's Extra Lessons. Next here for day 5, everyone, make sure to choose Titania here if you don't happen to have her invested into, but if you do happen to have her already, just move on to Mayuhel here or Yuna. As for day 6 here for the experienced players, just like I said for the beginners, you can either go with Arado or Davi here, as both of these units are very strong. Now Arado was actually an option in previous Lisa's Extra Lessons, so there's a chance you may have her at +6 fully skilled out, and for a 4-star unit they only require 3 cores, so I would say it's better off choosing Davi here, as this is her first time being featured on a Lisa's Extra Lessons, so you'll save more resources overall. And for day 7 here, I would recommend all of you experienced players, if you do happen to have Lupin and Bathory invested into already, as they are fairly staple units, as well as Oracle Werewolf here towards the bottom row, definitely make sure to choose Ymir, as this unit is just insanely broken in the Endless Duel. And as for myself, I'll be choosing him as I don't have him invested into at all. So just choose wisely based on your uncaps and of course your spa levels and investment levels overall into your units. They're pretty straightforward choices here for the experienced players, but I definitely did want to put this guide together for the beginner players as soon as possible, so you all choose the best options here. So pretty much just stay here towards the best choice category, and if you do happen to have most of these invested into as a late game player, then just move on to the second best options here, as most of these are pretty good as well. But definitely stay away from the last choice here towards the right hand side, as these are very niche options and won't be used too often anymore. But anyways everyone, that'll pretty much do it for today's Destiny Child video and the Lisa's Extra Lessons guide overview here on the channel. Make sure to let me know in the comment section below if this guide was helpful to you at all, and if any of you new players do happen to have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below, as well as make sure to join my Discord server in the description box below. It's always linked there, and I definitely don't mind helping any of the new players out with their choices and setting up their first teams, as this is honestly the best time to start playing Destiny Child Global, and it will be giving your account a huge boost compared to any of the other accounts here that are just starting. But before you go everyone, make sure to leave a like on this video, as well as make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so already and are interested in more content for this amazing summer event. I'll be sure to guide you all throughout this amazing update as much as I can, and hopefully you guys are excited for more videos to come. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.